Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Create Astral Modpack. In the previous episode, we went ahead and set up the furnace here, and we can now automatically smelt pretty much any item, and I'll just throw some copper in there. And we also got our automatic mining machine, aka the mining bore, completed, and yeah, took it for a test spin. In today's episode, I would like to get started on some fluids, and I actually would like to replace this big ugly water wheel here with a actual steam engine. So if we take a look at the crafting recipe here for the fluid tank, fortunately it hasn't been changed, so all we're going to need is 4 copper sheets and a barrel. Pretty easy. And then for the engine itself, it's also a pretty easy recipe. We're just going to need a golden sheet, andesite alloy, and a block of copper. Alright, and that should be everything we need for the steam engine. And now I'm just going to craft a few barrels. I don't have any specific amount. I want to do at least 4 right now, though. And then now we just need to get some copper sheets pressed. And we're also going to need a mechanical pump, which will actually pull water out and put it into the boiler. So we make that with a fluid pipe and a cogwheel, and the fluid pipe is just made with copper sheets and rubber. And we can go ahead and make the mechanical pump. I don't think we're going to need more than just 1 for now. And now here is our tanks. And now, just temporarily, I'm taking down the water wheel system here. And I think I do want to place the new steam boiler inside of this building that was here. We are still going to need 1 water wheel in here, though. So I might just go ahead and, yeah, maybe set that up there. And then we'll convert the rest into a space for the boiler. So, in order to actually craft a steam engine, I'm going to first place down some campfires. It needs a heat source below it. And then we can just put the tanks on top, just like that. And as soon as we get the steam engine itself on here, and I don't know exactly where I want to put this, I'll just put it on top for now. It converts it into a steam engine. So now, I believe we need a shaft on top, like that, and that'll actually show the part that spins. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the mechanical pump on the back. And, actually, I'm going to put it inside, and then what I'm going to do is actually build the water wheel down below and put the infinite water source here as well. So the water wheel is down below, and actually what I'm going to do first is fill up the infinite pool up here. Like that, and put 1 piece, I think I'm going to put it there. And what we can actually do is put a shaft there. And maybe we need another one. Yeah, we'll go like that, and then put the cog on top, just like that. And now we need to hit the pump with a wrench, and that should start putting water inside. And yeah, the steam engine is spinning now. At this point, though, we don't really know how much power this is generating. So what I want to do next is actually craft the engineer's goggles. If we look up the recipe, it's pretty simple. We just need 2 pieces of glass, a golden sheet, and a piece of rubber. And I forgot that the system was disconnected, so I'm just going to quickly hook it back up. This is going to be temporary for now. Oh, see if I can go like that, and maybe something like that. Okay, that should be working now. Now I can smash my gold ingot. Here we go, there's the engineer's goggles. So it looks like we can actually put this inside of one of the tinker slots. I don't actually know where that goes, though. Ah, maybe right there. Oh, no. Yeah, they're a bit ugly, but it should allow us to see, yep, as you can see right there, we can actually see all of the different types of or all the different amounts of stress that our system is under. So as you can see, the boiler status is passive, and we have a 1 in size, water, and heat. That's perfectly fine for now, and that's going to generate us 2,048 stress units. So if we compare that to just a water wheel, which is 320, this is a huge upgrade to that. So a steam engine of this size is about equal to 6 water wheels. So basically all we did was add 1 more water wheel to the system. However, we can definitely expand this later, and we can go up, and that'll actually increase our size and capacity, which will hopefully make it a little bit better. But before we do that, I think I would like to fix some of the holes we made in the building here. And by the way, for crafting the goggles, we actually get 3 stressometers, which is pretty cool as it allows us to see the stress that is put on a system. And I'm just going to put it right there. And nice, we're actually pretty low for now. And now what I would like to do is actually hook up the system that we made in the previous episode up to the rest of the power system. And nice, yeah, that is spinning at a lucrative speed. I didn't do much. All I did was replace the water wheels with a few shafts. However, that did put our stress way up. So I think what I want to do next is actually increase the size of our boiler. Alright, so I just went ahead and crafted a few more fluid tanks. And I'm just going to place some more campfires down like that. And get our new tanks in place. Now what this might do is make it so that we don't have enough water. And we'll just have to see. Yep, we don't have enough water. And strangely enough, we don't have enough heat. I know that I can fix the water situation just by speeding up the pump a little bit. So I just went ahead and upgraded the water here. And it is spinning a little bit faster. But we're still having issues with the heat, so even despite increasing the size of the boiler, it really didn't do anything for us for now. And I'm assuming we're gonna have to eventually replace the campfires with blaze burners, which is something we really can't do yet. And man, those goggles are ridiculous. So we can now go ahead and take a look at the journal here. And the next thing, I kind of did this out of order. We're going to need to make 6 more fluid pipes, which is easy enough. And then we get to the tanks, which we've already made. The next thing, though, I kind of want to get into bronze production. Now, obviously, we've always been able to create bronze, but using the smithing table is actually not as efficient as using the mixer. And that's simply because using the smithing table only produces 1 ingot, whereas combining it in a mixer will produce 2. So the process of obtaining bronze through molten bronze is actually kind of complicated, but really not that much either. So what we're going to need is molten bronze, and we can actually make that in a mixer with tin and copper. But we're going to need to actually pull that out of the mixer with probably with some pipes. And then finally, we'll just have to go ahead and cast it into ingots. So I'm going to go ahead and collect all the ingredients that we need, and then we'll come right back. Alright, so I went ahead and gathered pretty much everything that we're going to need for this build. And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started building it. And I do think I want this chest right here to be the output. And I did actually make this in creative, so I just went ahead and took a picture of it. I know that I could have built it, or I could have made a schematic, but I don't know if we're actually at a part where we can build schematics quite yet. So I think I'm gonna want the mixer right here. And then we'll have a couple of hoppers pointing into it, and these are going to be our inputs. We're going to put copper in one chest and tin in the other. That'll just help distribute it into the basin a little bit more evenly. And so from the basin, we're going to go ahead and we really only need one pipe here, or one pump, I mean. And then we'll put the tanks stacked up just like that. That'll keep all of the bronze inside of it, just temporarily. And then we'll get a faucet, put it up there. A casting table, we'll actually put that there. And we'll put a hopper facing that way. This will actually cast the bronze out into ingots. And we're actually going to need a cast for that as well. And I'm just going to use the one that we're already using. So I can go ahead and put that there. And one other thing we're going to need is a brick there. And do I have a lever? I do. So that'll just keep automatically pouring those out and casting them. And really the only thing left for this is to actually get our power set up. And I'm not actually going to hook it up to our main power for now, just because it's a little bit far away for that. And so that should be pretty much the entire system done, although I did actually forget to hook this up. It'd be as simple as going something like that. We might need to speed the mixer up. We'll see. And actually, I'm pretty sure we're gonna need to speed it up, so I just added one more gear here. I think if we go any faster, it's actually gonna need another water wheel. So we can go ahead and test the system now. And I'm just going to use one of each for now. So we'll put one of each in there and we should see the mixer. And yep, we do need to speed it up just a little bit more. Here we go. I finally got it up to speed. I needed to do a little finagling with the water wheels here, but I did actually eventually get it set up in a proper way. Basically what I needed to do was actually make an L with the water, and that sort of made it go in the right speed. So what we should see, and I think I missed it, the fluid went into here and got poured out here. And yeah, look at that. We got a couple of bronze ingots just like that. And I'll throw just a few more in just so that we can actually see the process happening. So as soon as it gets enough materials, it'll start mixing. And once it's done mixing, which will happen here soon, maybe, here we go. It's going directly into there, and it got poured into the cast here. So this tank will probably never fill up. Actually, in fact, it pretty much never will. Basically, we're using it as a fluid pipe and getting it up here. That way we can just have a output that's at a decent level rather than being super low down. And I'm not quite sure if I've mentioned this yet, but this will actually double the amount of bronze that we get compared to the other method that we've been using. So next I would quickly just like to revamp this whole system because it really is not working. And yeah, I actually want the tree farm to be running while I'm here in the world. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take these all down. And a viewer actually suggested that I use a double chest like this, and then just put all of the storages, something like that, probably. Or, maybe what we could do is sideways. Maybe we can do it something like that instead. And we can just put it like that in there. And now we should just be able to, pull these out. I could even probably use these back ones as pipes again and just have it a little bit cleaner looking like that. All right, so I just went ahead and configured everything and hopefully now it's working. I'm going to throw some saplings in here and some logs and we should see, yep, everything is actually working now. Let's get some logs and sticks and apples just so we can test everything. And doesn't look like apples is working, maybe? Oh, they went somewhere. Okay, I think they're stuck here. I need to maybe configure this one. Okay, I think I fixed it. So yeah, I think this entire system is now working. Cool, thank you for the suggestion, by the way. That's so much cleaner than what I was doing before. And yeah, I can actually turn the tree farm on now. So the thing I want to automate next is actually going to be the andesite casings, and probably casings in general, because we keep running out and I have to craft them manually every time, and it's a bit of a pain. So I think I'm just going to put that system over here. So if we go ahead and take a look in the recipe book here, you can actually see that we can use a deployer to put an andesite casing on a stripped log, and that'll actually produce the andesite casings. And we can actually automate stripped logs as well by using a sawmill. So basically what we're going to do is grab a log, run it through a sawmill, run it under a deployer with andesite casings in it, or with andesite ingots in it, and then we'll get the casings. So there's our saw. And there's the deployer. So I think I want to set the system up pretty close to the system we just made here. Not too close though, because there are a couple of water wheels down there. And I think I'm going to just start it here and maybe go... we do need to have the saw first actually, so I think I'm going to go with that. And I don't actually know how... I've never used it like this, so it might take a few tries. So I think I'm going to do something like this. It can probably be a little more space efficient, but I think this will do for now. So I think I'm just going to put a barrel there, and I am actually going to need some andesite funnels as well to pull the items out. And then I will just place the deployer here, and I'm pretty sure that the casings can be made on the belts. I might need to maybe deploy it again, or maybe redo the second half of the system if it doesn't work like this. And then I'll just place another barrel here, and we'll have, again, another funnel here. A little something like that. And now I actually just want a hopper, I guess just pointing in like that, and then this will be filled with andesite alloy. And that should only deploy them onto the logs. And I guess the only thing left is to set up power for the system. Okay, I think that's the power all hooked up here. I just used a few belts to get everything sort of lined up. It is a bit messy, but it'll have to do for now. So I'm going to get these andesite alloys back in there. Okay, and it does have them in its hand. Perfect. So now if I... Okay, it kind of goes backwards. Huh, okay. Okay, there we go. I just replaced the belt that was here with a gearbox, and yep, look at that. Nice. Yeah, so that'll just keep producing andesite casings for us until we run out of andesite alloy. But I think that's all the progress we're going to be able to make in today's episode. But before we go, I actually want to talk about the plans for a future base. And it is kind of loud here. Let me turn that down really quick. So I do really like this area, and it's a good place to actually get everything up and running, but it doesn't really feel like a base yet, does it? Especially since I really haven't built anything here yet. But if you look behind me, there is actually a nice looking hill up there. So I think what I want to do is actually start setting up a bit of a mega base up here. And I'm kind of imagining sort of like a castle mixed with like a steampunk aesthetic. And I just want it to look really cool. So I think I want to make sort of like an entrance up here, and then maybe it goes deeper into the mountain behind me. Yeah, I think that's our plans for like the near future, and that's probably not going to happen in the next few episodes, but I do want to start at least getting a few things set up here, maybe a foundation, and figuring out a block palette at least. And in the next episode, I think I want to actually continue on with the quests. We didn't really touch any quests today, although we did do both of these, but we didn't actually complete them because we didn't make enough fluid pipes. So yeah, I'm gonna head over into this section next and actually get everything set up for there. And how we actually make rose gold is going to be pretty simple and really similar to what we did today. We just need to mix molten gold and copper, and that'll actually make rose gold. And that'll lead us into electron tubes and redstone chips and basically getting all the steps prepared to go to the moon. Anyway, guys, though, I think that's all the time we have for today. So, thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.